We doen het in het Engels op verzoek ook van Felix en Mira. En normaal doet hij deze wandeling in 1,5 uur. Dat is misschien een beetje lang. Dus we starten gewoon gelijk, denk ik. En dan geven we Felix en Mira het woord, toch?
Ja.
Is dat mooi? Zullen we dat doen? Oh, de opname loopt ook al.
Ja.
Zal ik hem gewoon... then we leave the introduction and maybe... welcome everyone in this very special edition. We can see Mira and Felix. They're inhabitants of Eva Lanxmeer. One of the... how do you say that? One of the most international best management practices from the world, I would say. We discussed it already with Marleen last week. They gave a lot of background information, but this time we will walk through the whole, almost village, I would say, but districts of Eva Lanxmeer. And I'm not going to talk a lot. Mira and Felix know a lot about this neighborhood, so I would give you the floor, Mira, and of course Felix. The floor is yours.
The floor is the street. Thank you very much, Flore. Welcome everybody to our beautiful ecological neighborhood, Lanxmeer, as we call it nowadays. We left Eva out and left history. We are at the moment at a very... let me start telling again that Lanxmeer is a very, very big neighborhood. It's hard to tell how many hectares or acres it exactly is, what you count in and what out. It could be 75 acres, for example, but that includes the water winning area, etc. The main point is that at Marleen's time, they decided to look for a big place where at least 200 houses could be built, and all the systems which were thought of to be ecological were designed in an integral way. So everybody, it is a comprehensive system of water, energy, urban design, the streets, the mobility, the biodiversity of the green, etc. It's all thought of before it was made. And the result of it we are going to see now. So now you can put me out of the picture and we can look at the surroundings where we are. We are at a very interesting point. This is one of the main streets. There are 3 main streets in Lanxmeer, which are all east-west. That's the same direction as the former agricultural landscape has been. These 3 streets are not through going for motorized vehicles, not for cars. So they are very low in use by cars. You can go at the end, but there is a picket and then you have to turn. And at the other side, there is another picket for the entrance at the east side. So that's the reason why it's quite rustig, but it's rustig, quiet in the street. You see, of course, lots of cyclists. Hey, yes. But the street also is very narrow. In fact, in other neighborhoods, you have streets 14 meters wide. This one is 7 meters. Because it is a shared space for the few cars that drive here, for the bicycles, for the pedestrians. That's all we need. There's one street which has a sidewalk. If we see it, maybe at the end of the tour, you will see that the sidewalk is not used. It could have been left out as well. So that is the street. At the side of the street, you see the reed, both sides, in fact. There are 3 parts of fields with young, very green reed. Those are the halophyte filters. It's one system here, and there are 2 others in the other parts of the neighborhood. The halophyte filters, they purify the household water of all the houses in Lanxmeer. What you see now is the explanation board, which is in one of the parts of this halophyte filter. You can see that. Can you follow me?
Yep.
You can see the water is coming from the houses at the left side. It's collected, then it is pumped up to the surface of the halide filter. It's divided over the surface, and it goes into the sand and the gravel. And because the reed has roots, and the roots are environed by microbes, the microbes they care for the detergents, the shampoo, the soap, the olive oil, etc., what is in the household water. And when the water is leaving the system at the right side of the picture, then it's clean enough to be ditch water in the general waterboard system. And that is one way of caring for the quality of the water in Lanxmeer. Another part is the wadi. In English also bioswale. Those are here. This is one wadi, and it's long stretched at the other side as well. The wadis do, they treat the rainwater which is falling on the streets. So if the street waters down to the wadi, it may fill when it's a very heavy rainfall. Then it may fill, but underneath the bottom of the wadis there is also a kind of tunnel filled with lava gravel, porous. That can contain a lot of water too. So even with days and days of heavy rainfall, the wadis, the bioswales, fill each one another, fill themselves, but they are not overflowing to any part of the soil. That is the two kinds of water already. The next kinds of water we treat later. We look here. We have collective parking places. This is one row. It continues at the end of the street. You may have a car, of course. Everybody may have. You may have two cars, but you have to park it at the outside of the where the houses are built, the courts. So this is one row, and if you see the what we call a cattle gate, this cattle gate is closed. It might be open, but everybody knows that behind the cattle gate you should not park. You may come there when you have heavy load to bring to your house. You open the gate, you bring your things, and then you go back and park your car over there. So now we are going into one of the courts, okay? So we walk. And we love the green. We come along shrubs which you might recognize as being red berries, aalbessen, red berries, I think. Here you see the entrance of the Vazalenhof, one of the oldest courts which were built. By the way, we are in the northwestern part of the neighborhood at the moment. If you see the map or the aerial view, so look for the northwest part, and there you see where we are now. So this is, we enter now one of the courts. The courts were the concept of how people would live together in an ecological village or neighborhood without cars and streets and alleys, etc. They wanted, the people who wanted to live here, they chose to live in courts like this one. This is a nice one in form also because it really, the house embraced the communal garden. You see the garden over here. This is one design. It was designed with people who came to live here together with an architect, a landscape architect. And they decided it should be this shape. We stand on the municipal street, in fact, because underneath the street there must be the pipings and the cables. And here are the front doors of these houses. So they need to be reachable also for ambulances, etc. That's why it's still open for traffic. For the rest, you may like the garden as it is. Most of the gardens have some space where you can sit or where with some lawn. There's also a picnic table. People can gather, they have food together, and what they also do is maintain the garden by themselves mostly. That is the main point of thought when they started. We should have a garden and take care for it together with all the people around here. Okay, let's go there. And enjoy all the green, please. Oh yeah, there's one thing which you can notice. We have private gardens too, or private places. Then we have the municipal street, then we have the collective garden, and behind it, those houses have their back doors, and they border to the common garden, and it is open. You are in Lanxmeer. You are not allowed to have closed fences or walls between your premises and the common garden or the public space. So that is also a very important feature of the quality of Lanxmeer. Mogen we er langs? Ja. Okay. So, you see now the next court. There are, when you look at the aerial view, you see in fact 4 of these kind of courts together in the northern part, and one special one which we'll encounter. But here you see, dan moet ik het altijd goed zeggen, de Nessiohof, I think, the side, the outer side of the western part, and it has the same kind of court, but we can visit it. We have time. Here you see another street, no cars, only bicycles coming along. Hello. Here you see houses with glass panels at the side. As I have understood, those spaces are holding the air as a kind of isolation, because this is the northeastern side of the houses. It's colder. At the other side is the sun. But the warmth, the energy of the house is kept here when it's getting colder. So it's kind of isolation. Yeah. Storage rooms, or sheds, I would say. The roofs we can't see, but they are green on the top. That means that the sedum plants, for example, they hold rainwater. So they reduce the speed of the rainwater going down to the street, etc. And of course, also it improves the quality of the air, and it's in addition to the green in general. Okay. We see here behind Mira, we see the klikos. That is the garbage, the waste containers. They are standing here, but when they are collected, the collection lorries, they only come in the main street over there, so the people have to bring their containers to the street. And they do that on the collection dates. Let's see another court. Here you see that people have made some hedges in order to make kind of division between their private space and the public space. But it's open, it's green, the wind can go through, insects can go through, even birds, etc. So it's not the closed character which other neighborhoods in Holland may have. Are you still hearing me properly?
Ja.
Okay.
Misschien knikken de mensen.
Yeah, it's all good, Felix.
Okay. Well, here you see, for example, a court which is designed in a different way, like the people liked it when they started. When they started the Lanxmeer, thank you. They got a budget by the council for making the design and preparing the garden with the first plants and elements. So the people may have a small garden, private garden, but they have a shared garden which is much bigger than they ever could have on their own. The general uitgangspunt guideline was that every dwelling should have 55 square meters in the common garden.
55.
And that is
55, zegt Marleen. 55, zegt
Yeah,
Marleen.
55. What did I say? 50? 55. Yeah. Okay. So that means that the gardens may be very big when there are lots of houses around. So the beautiful weather is really a present for today. And also the season, it's the most beautiful season to stroll around in Lanxmeer. All the flowers blossoming. Here we get a little alley, which is not paved. It's just with woodcuts. So that means that all the water, which is all the rainwater which comes on the green, is just falling or coming into the soil. It's not brought away. Well, here we have a nice part of the neighborhood. You see now our Pétanque drive, Jeu de Boule drive. There's a WhatsApp group. If one says, I want to play Jeu de Boule tonight, who wants to join me, then other people say, okay, I'm coming. And then there's games or matches going on. It's a nice play. It's good for beautiful weather. And we are now standing in a park which is public space, but it's planted with fruit trees, as you see. And when there are fruit bearing, which is not always the case, last year was a very bad fruit year. But when they carry fruits, you may just pick them and eat them, make marmalade of them, etc. These are probably plum trees, or I think. But one of the principles also of Lanxmeer is that there is a lot of fruit and things to eat, all in the general green household, say. So you may have cornelian cherries, you may have plums, you may have apples, pears, and also shrubs. Medlars there are, if anybody knows what that are. Medlars are not edible before you have frozen them, but they are special. And you can encounter fruits everywhere in the neighborhood. Let's go on over here. You don't smell, but there's a really nice odor in the neighborhood at the moment. All these flowers, they smell very nicely. Here you see our checkers and chessboard, which is made here. I never have seen people playing chess, but it's possible. And the pieces are made by our carpenter, Henk. And they are hidden in a little shed over there. I've seen them, they're nice. But we should organize it again, that people play checkers or chess. But it's possible here. Here you see a few houses which are also in the street over there. They are high. They have extra space for people who have businesses in their house. Hello. And it's businesses with not so many people visiting. So in the street still it's very quiet. In fact, Lanxmeer is quite a residential area and very quiet, maybe too quiet for people from big cities or so. But it's very nice area to live in. Okay, let's go on. So this is a device. This plant tub is meant to prevent cars to drive here. Another court, but we are not going to enter this one. Don't have muffle. I'm afraid, Marlene, we are not passing your house.
You can always visit me if you like.
But I have to show so many other things which are at the other side.
No, I meant the other ones.
Yeah. Here you can, for example, you can look through this house. And it's a see-through house which we have normally in Holland. But here you see how much green view you have in the common garden at the backside of this street.
Hey, you walk along the largest wadi at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. And I never see water in it, Marlene. It's always really quiet. It swallows the water before it's getting high. Okay, here you see sheds which belong to the houses here. If they had put them against the houses, it would have been the detriment of the public space. So now they are there. You see the green roof over them. But now we have a special feature in the neighborhood, which is het Laatplein, the Charger Square, as we could translate it maybe in English, which means that this was already a central parking space, parking plot for the cars in this side of the neighborhood. But they have thought of using the space also to get electricity from solar panels. Solar panels are high on top of the cars. Buses can also pass under them if necessary, because here's a school. We passed the school, elementary school. There are a lot of solar panels, 784. I don't exactly know how much electricity they generate. Enough for 10 charger points for cars, but if they produce more electricity, it is collected and it's in connection to the grid. There is a system to use it as effectively as possible, and they might improve them. There are 10 charger points, but every charger point can be used by four cars. If one is full, then they may change to another one without moving the car. Okay, here you see. Here you see just parking spaces also the outside of the neighborhood still, but these are just on plain ground. But there you see how much beautiful green there is made with pergolas to embellish the parking space. All the parking spaces, as you see, are just on half-hardened surface. So the water, rainwater, is all going down into the soil directly. It's not, or here it goes to the wadi then. I forgot to point to some roofs we have passed, which contain little holes for birds. But I was looking for them, but they haven't. I'm sorry. We can't go to, can't return. Here are sheds without green. I'm sorry. This cattle gate is mostly closed, but there's nearly nothing to be reached behind it at all. One house maybe the inhabitants may open it for their car when they come home or their camper van or something. Those houses are in fact built not within the plan of Lanxmeer. There was a private development. They look a little bit in the form like what you see in Lanxmeer, the housing types, but they have hardened surfaces, etc. They are not so ecologically as the rest of Lanxmeer. Here you see again that the pavement stops, and we are walking on lava grid gravel, which is also permeable for rainwater. There you see the water tower. It's not in function anymore. So here we are at the border of the water winning area of Vitens, the water company, drinking water company. They produce in this field with 12 wells. They produce 2 million cubic meters per year for Culemborg environment. It was there already before when they started and started the development of Lanxmeer. And it had to be cared for very specially because water winning areas are vulnerable. They are scared for pollution, etc. So also the drinking water, the groundwater streams come from the northeast to here. At this side of the neighborhood, the house had to be built on foam concrete, so not to disturb the layers of clay, etc., and not pollute the drinking water. And of course, the area where the wells are is this green area with the orchard and the copperwood and elm trees. I think Elzen, is it elms? I think. So it's a vast green lung of Lanxmeer, which is nice. These are fruit trees, old orchards, not too high to use ladders to pick the apples and pears. You can reach them by sticks and baskets on them, and we do that. We are allowed to do that in one of the first weekends of September. Then it's an apple celebration, apple party. Everybody can enter the garden, the orchard, and apple juice is made, apple pies are made, etc. It's a big party for the children also. It's always nice weather. With the exception when the oaks, the yield is very poor, which was last year the case. This field, the grass, may be mown by a sheep. The farmer has sheep, The farmers have sheep, and they may be here to cut the grass. In fact, on a natural basis. That's also a reason why there are fences around the young trees which are planted. The orchard, to keep the orchard here, was one of the reasons of Terabella to come into existence. The people who lived here already, the first Lanxmeer inhabitants, they didn't want the municipality to maintain the public green. They said they had a green group, as they called it, and they took care of the maintenance of the public green. But they said, okay, let us make a foundation, and we can decide easier, and we can get the money from the municipality. At the moment, Terabella it's called. It's a foundation with inhabitants in the board, and they have a budget of 60,000 euros per year for the whole of Lanxmeer, with the exception of certain tasks which the council does. But Terabella, of course, and they have their own gardeners. Those people know exactly what kind of plants grow in Lanxmeer, which are varieties over 200 species. Normal gardeners commanded by councils don't know so much about the green and the ecology of it. Okay, let's go on to the farm. We are slightly going up. We are in the river landscape, which means that the road which we will cross in a moment, that is high, and where we have walked is lower. Because when the river floods, you should have infrastructure which is, let's go on. Wow. Sorry. So now we are going down again. It's a difference of 1 meter, 1 meter 50. Let's go on here. What we see now, there you see the church Spits, the tower of the one church. The center of Culemborg is very near to Lanxmeer. Shops and the market, etc. We can go on by bicycle. We are in 5 minutes. We are in the city center. This is the area of the farm. You see here the field where some crops are growing already. I don't know what. You see here a path we can go on, but I don't think we should do that. Should we do? Yeah, let's do. What's the time?
5:05.
5:05. Okay, we can do it. You see the farm shop over there, wood which will sell, and we go on. I like to show you the farmland also because it belongs to Lanxmeer. It's also an integral part of the conception of Lanxmeer. You should have local food production as near to you as possible. Because it's ecological, it's also only vegetables what they grow. Exception the sheep. So here they found out in the original research of the area that here has been water. When Marleen started, it was maize field over here or meadows, etc. It was flat and used inextensively, by the farms which were there. So nearly everything what you see here is new. Also the water, but it has been in ancient times. There have been water arms, river arms here, and they made it new water. The farmers can use it for irrigation, and it's also lowering the temperature, cleaning the air. There is life in the water, etc. So it's very much an improvement of the quality of the public space. Over there you see a big school. What is it? Middelbare school? Secondary school. In fact, lots of parts. 2,000 pupils are getting their education over there, and there's another school at the other side of Lanxmeer, which contains even more pupils, 2,500 pupils. And they don't want to fuse. So what is necessary for biodiversity also is the bees, the pollinators. In fact, here is the shed for the wild bees. If they want to live in this house, they may, but they will live everywhere. But this is made also especially for the wild pollinators. Mirabella are here. Nobody wants to have them. The farmers can't sell them, but I pluck them, and they are nice to make marmalade of them. You can see it's all empty, but it will be full with vegetables in a month's time. They are planting, etc. Coming a good year, probably. So this is the official honeybee shed. You see the bees. The farmers have a contract with Rob, and he is the beekeeper. He is responsible for 10 bee people, I think. And the honey he makes is sold in the shop. But of course, the most important thing is that the bees are pollinating all the things which are growing and blooming, blossoming, in order to get fruits. Okay, let's go on. Did you catch it?
Yep.
A heron. Did you see it? So now we are in the area where the farmers are really having a working space, sheds. In that shed, which you see there, is also the dark room for the fermenting of sauerkraut and the sprouting of seeds. For that. So now we are on your aerial view. We are in the eastern part, but we see it. We have crossed the road, and at that side it's a river. You see the little flow on the photographs, but probably. I must show you this, because also in the beginning there was a lot of attention for the history. There's the farmer, that's Todd. He has his arm in the mitella because he has been operated in his shoulder. And his trousers are very modern fashion. So this area is historical. Here has been a castle in the Middle Ages, between 1100 and 1450 around. And then it was demolished, and in fact they didn't find much remnants of it. But they rebuilt this little wall in order to mark the space which has been of importance in earlier times. But the Romans have been here too. And in the area here around us, they found cremation graves with vases, etc., and ashes. So there must have been a Roman settlement nearby. We are not sure which one has used this field for burying their deads, but it has been here. So it's kind of respected area. It also is a part of the task the farm has got to offer recreational space. So we may walk here. We even may pick the lilacs around. They are blossoming at the moment. You may sit here only between sunrise and sunset. Another thing the farmers should do is teach school kids how to farm food. Even kijken hoe dat dingetje zit. So now we are entering the center of the farm. Weather is getting worse. Kijk door mezelf. So here's the shed at the other side where the fermenting and sprouting part is. See also collages. You can approach them. There has been someone who collected the things which were found in the earth at the archaeological research time, and he made collages of them, and they are exposed here. He could make another series because he found lots and lots of things which are of no archaeological value, but very nice to play with. In this area, in the summer times, it started only last Saturday. We were sitting here, Mira and I, because it was the first Saturday they opened the cafe on the Saturday. And then this part of the neighborhood is really a center, a meeting place. You may say, we see each other in the Kruin Cafe, or you may not say it, but if you come here and for collecting your bread or your vegetables, then you see other people, you are going to talk together, etc. It's a very nice place to stay. A pizza oven, a well where the children can play. So it's really very nice for little children here. Hi. Here you see the greenhouses of the farm. Lots of vegetables, of course, in wintertime are grown in the greenhouses. Over there is also a kind of kindergarten for the children to 4 years old. They sleep outside in lutjepotjes, as it's called, little outside beds. The farmers live in that house, which is funded by crowdfunding, financed by crowdfunding. Even also the shop, which is closed now, was also financed by crowdfunding actions. Okay. Here you see the scheme of the farmers, what they do in the field where. There's very little parking space here. Most people know that. Sometimes it's still too crowded with cars. At that side, Mira, we see Vitens, the drinking water company. The blue thing is where they have the water. And all the facilities around are in the brick building. The left building is the decalcifier because the water contains too much chalk. And also in the red brick building there is Thermobello, which is the heating system which provides the heating for 2/3 of all the houses in Lanxmeer, which is called Thermobello. They take the energy out of the drinking water, which is quite warm in the soil, 14 degrees Celsius. They get the energy out, they pump it up to 50 degrees, and then as a low heat system, it goes to the houses. So it's local energy. Here are nice cherry trees. You may pick the cherries when they are ripe, and there are different races. So first this tree is becoming ripe, and then the others mature. Hi. Here we go over cattle grid in order to prevent the sheep to cross the street, as we do. Now we come to the southern part of the neighborhood. Okay. And here the common gardens and the courts are shaped differently. Here are rows of houses, but they are standing not parallel but pie form. In pie form. That means that the streets between the houses are in a pie form, but also the gardens in the opposite direction. Harde pizza dan. This is our collective parking space for this part of the neighborhood. You see the beautiful wisteria, blue rain as we call it, and what you also see is that there are more parking spaces than cars. Marleen told that the norm was 1 parking space per household, but in fact we use only 6.6 parking space per household. So we have too many parking spaces. The architect of these houses, he knew of the way you can make bricks of shells. If you focus on it, you see how beautiful one stone may be. And all these houses are built, these 3 rows are built with these stones, but the fishery of these shells is forbidden now, so also the stones cannot be made anymore. Otherwise it would have been a very nice recycling process. With durable materials. I don't tell much about the methods of the materials of the houses which are built, because the quality of Lanxmeer is also the houses of course, but the environment, the infrastructure is so important for the quality of the neighborhood as a whole that I stress that more than the ways of building and the construction the construction elements of the houses. But lots of them are made by wood, and there's not much concrete used, not much not durable materials. Here is this part is a little bit different. It's called Pioniersveld, Pioneer Field. So people have taken the opportunity to build special projects like this one. This is Siebes house. It was designed to be 0 on the meter, no energy needed, thick walls, very good isolation, but he didn't succeed. They still need some central heating from outside. Because the inner design is not fit for using only their own isolation. Doesn't matter, it's a remarkable house. There should have been 4 of these standing alone blocks of houses in a row, but they changed it, and then this apartment building came into existence, which contains a lot of rental houses, by the way. Yeah, this is the biggest rental house complex of Lanxmeer, 19 units. Here you also see the first serre-woningen. Serre, is that an English word? Which means that the solar energy is coming in a house at this side by the glass. So it's making heat in the house also when it's cold outside. But the windows can open when it's getting too hot. This is just one part, but we are going to see the greenhouse houses over there, and that's a greenhouse with a house in them. Let's see. So mind you, this is the main street. It's only 7 meters wide or so, and it's very quiet, no traffic, because you can't go through. All the cars of people who should use them are standing in the parking place, except some of them are there. You see another insight in a collective garden, but we take another one in a moment. Even kiwis are growing here, figs. I said already, medlars are over here. Here are some parking places for people with handicaps, so they are allowed to. Yeah, a beautiful tail it has. My God. Let's go here. We could see the communal garden of this complex. It's very big, and this one is maintained also by paid gardeners. You could argue that it's also because lots of the rental homes, the people who live there, they are not so much interested in keeping the garden. They may use it, but they are less apt for taking part in activities. So that's why there is an association of the inhabitants and the rental company, the housing association. They pay for the maintenance money for. Then they can pay the gardeners to maintain the garden. We can go. 5 minutes. Nog 5 minuten maar? Okay, then we go on. Sorry. Mira warns me I've got only 5 minutes left. Is that true? Floris?
Yeah, she is correct, because we said 1 hour, but you know, you're really on a roll here, so I don't want to disturb you in it.
Oh. Well,
but some people have to go for dinner and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Well, We left out the halide filter at that side. There are three, I told you, there's one, but we don't see that anymore. So here we are in the middle between two rows of greenhouse houses, as we call it, as I call it. I don't know how you should say it in English, but you see houses behind the glass. They are totally in the greenhouse, so they are built very lightly. They don't need any protection against wind and rain. They're wood, of course, and they are quite big inside. And the people who live in them, they use the inner outside space of these houses for any kind of use. They may place bicycles in them, or they make tropical gardens, botanical gardens, whatever they do. The question always placed is, one wouldn't be too hot in the summer, but you see that the upper windows are automatically opening when it's too hot, and you get a chimney effect, and it cools down quite good. And in the night, it cools down the best when it's very hot in the summer. Okay, let's go on because I don't want to take too much time. There's one special building over there. If you come to Lanxmeer, you may visit the Temple Woning, which is very special of its architecture and also of its energetic concept. They try to make 10 megawatt energy per year with their solar panels. And then they are also, they don't need to be in the grid anymore if they keep it in the batteries. So this is a special conglomerate of 4 cubicle houses which are built very, very lightly. This one is mine. I live with my wife. They were built quickly, lightly, with very few material. They are 40 or 50% of the normal weight of a house. Prefabricated floors and walls, etc. But the materials you see are very close. It's not very nature inclusive. There's no place for birds. In this street is special. You see the cars. The project developers have said to the people who were commissioning these row of houses, 7 in a row, if you say you have an enterprise at the Chamber of Commerce, then you have the right to say, I want a parking space for my clients. And then the clients are not here and the people can use the parking spaces for their own. Which is a pity because Lanxmeer is more beautiful when it's only green. Okay, so now we are getting to the western part of the neighborhood. And here we have the big pond, which is laying, as Marlene has shown last week, where the ground is formed by an old river arm, a river branch. So that means that it's at the side of the river. So there's a lot of gravel and sand, and the water which is in this pond can just infiltrate slowly in the soil. And if it's too high, the water, then it goes on to the waterboard system. When it's nice weather, it was this morning, the kids can play on the beach, as we call it. And when it's winter time and it's frozen in the pond, then the kids can learn to skate here. Adults, of course, for adults it's too small to do skating. What you see if you dig a pond, you got earth which you have to place somewhere. the hills over there are made of the material from the ponds. In fact, what you see over there, we call the neighborhood park. There are three hills, in fact. There's one which you call the archaeological hill, this hill, and the other one which also has a little football field. We have no time, but over there, when you come to Lanxmeer, at that side are three special houses which are very remarkable because they are under the ground. But we're not going to visit the park. We are just proceeding. And now you can have a beautiful view on the 7 houses, which you saw from the other side already. They are really iconical for Lanxmeer, although they are not representative. Those are the 7 only houses with very strong colors. The original color scheme, which was much more moderate, earthy, say, and these are more outspoken, like Scandinavian houses. Let's go on. It's a lot of life in the pond. Fish and birds, swimming birds, etc. Are we going to tiny houses? Yeah. Open your door. You can sneak through the neighborhood in a nice way. Some cars here which should not stand here. Here something special happened. Those sides of the houses were closed 2 years ago, but someone came to live here, a really convinced ecologist, and he said to his neighbors, let's open it again, because this is Lanxmeer. So now they are doing that. You see the gardens again. The way we live together in Lanxmeer is not that we pinpoint each other to all the demands and requirements, etc. We are quite loose in maintaining the standards, but free as well. Here sits this sidewalk, which should not be there because nobody uses it. At the left side we see 8 tiny houses. They are really tiny. That means there are 26 square meters living space, but of course they are very nicely made, and the people use all the space they have very well. They also have a little garden between them, and this is their parking space, enough for more cars than they have. Okay, we can go on, Floris.
We zijn al over. Over 5:30, dus ik denk wel dat je een beetje moet gaan afsluiten.
Jongen, you have
Yeah, exactly. So the last point, Felix, go out with a bang.
Yeah, okay. We are nearly there. We are now walking to the north, as you might see on the aerial view photo. But these are also rows of houses. They share a garden which is going behind them. There are wadis as well. There's one apartment building, also with an elevator to get high.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, it's so big. I'm sorry.
Ja, je moet een plan maken als je een uurtje hebt.
This is a special. This is one project which is nice to tell about. These are rental units, houses these are rental units for people who need some care, some social assistance to get through in life. And at the back side, if you walk up, we see the units for people with Alzheimer's disease. So they have 24/7 care. And those low units with the green roofs, that is the special care, the nursing complex, in fact. So, as a big bang, we may stand here and end the story by showing those houses over there. Those are built on the spots where Marleen had hoped to build her Eva Center, and because that is really a pity that it wasn't realized. It should have been a center to tell about to tell about ecological neighborhoods, how to make them, why, to have a library, to have meetings. It could have had a hotel facility, etc. And since it's not realized, we miss it. In fact, we are missing a place where we can go easily, have a cup of coffee, and talk to each other on every normal weekday. So when the
Felix, kijk eens op je horloge.
yeah. But this is my end. So when the council said the land has to be used, then it was decided to make this housing complex. Okay, I'll finish here. There is still more to tell about it, to show, but we have no time. It's too big. And this is my end of the story. You see the station over there, which is nice for people, and that's one reason why they have less cars, because they can go by train to anywhere in Holland. Okay. If there are questions.
Doei!
Are there any questions which should be answered? No questions?
Well, Floris is
I made it.
hanging.
Yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a. I had to move to the room with bad internet because my battery was dead. But I already made an inventory about maybe some questions. I don't see any questions in the chat. Do you see Sydney?
No,
I don't see any questions.
Oh.
Okay.
I think people are hungry.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but this was really fantastic, Felix, and with the great camera work of Mira, and let's not forget the recording skills of Bert. This was really something we should do more often, I think.
Yeah,
Don't
I
you think,
agree.
Sydney?
I agree. It was really nice to follow you on the screen. I wish I would have been there with this weather. You picked a nice day, but it was really enjoying and informational to follow. There are a lot of questions, I think, but considering the time, I don't think we can handle them. But maybe we can do it another time. Maybe you can do finish the tour another time. That's
Yeah, or you just assemble all the questions and send them to me, and we can ask them. We can answer them by writing.
Yeah, we can do that. So people don't hesitate to send them in to Floris and me, I think, and then we can pass them through. But for now, I think this is it.
Yeah, we have to go home. Everybody has to cook and eat.
Yes, but thank you very much. This was really great, and especially the combination with Marleen first telling more about the background, with the sheets, with the plans, and now seeing it for real, well, on the screen. But it was really nice that way to see, what has become of the great neighborhood of Lanxmeer. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you're welcome. And I'm sorry for all the things I missed out and I told wrongly maybe, but you have the impression.
Yeah.
It was really fantastic. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone, next week we have Johan Verlinde from Rotterdam telling something about climate adaptation, and the week after about monitoring climate adaptation. But I think this will be one of the most memorable climate cafes. So again, thanks a lot, and I hope to see everyone next week. Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.